We have just some housekeeping items for this evening. Should be pretty short. We don't have a presentation to go through, just agenda, meeting minutes, invoices, and then we'll have Consigli do a quick construction update, and we'll get you guys out of here. So we will start with, I'm going to share my screen so we can just go through the agenda real quick here. So we're going to start with meeting minutes from December 17th, which was our last meeting. Meeting minutes were attached to the email with the meeting information that was sent out yesterday. So we are looking for a motion to approve those meeting minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Stacy. And I apologize. Who seconded that?
It was Tom. It was me.
Thank you, Tom. Sorry, I don't have my boxes to see who's talking. So, all right, we'll do a roll call for meeting minutes, starting with Mike Picardi.
I don't think I was at that meeting with us, so I'm gonna abstain.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Stacy Rizzo.
Yes.
Susan Gravellisi.
Yes.
Carl Svensson.
Yes.
Rich Biscay.
I'll also abstain. I was not at that meeting.
Thank you. Nick Rystrom.
Abstain.
Mayor Keefe.
Yes.
Tom Skorowski.
Yes.
John Stamatopoulos.
Yes.
Don Martelli.
Yes.
Joshua Miranda.
Yes.
And Chris Cermella.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you. Next up, we are going to move on to December invoices, and I'm actually going to show the invoice summary. I'm assuming everyone can see the summary on your screen.
Linda, I sent a question about the invoice. Did you see my question from about 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago?
I apologize, I did not.
I still see insurance as part of the consigli bills, and I want to clarify what that insurance portion is since we've gotten a separate builder's risk policy. So I'm not sure what those insurance charges are for. So maybe someone can help clarify if it's not a duplicate.
Sure. We do have some consigli team members on the call as well, but I can clarify.
I can clarify.
Yeah.
There is no charges for builder's risk. The insurances that we're charging are based on percent complete, and they are relative to general liability.
And those are line item in our overall budget for general
Yes.
liability?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
we haven't. There was an initial billing of builder's risk several months ago before the discussion started moving towards having the builder's risk provided by others. So that'll get reconciled in the final GMP. But in terms of any other insurances that are being billed, it's only been general liability.
What's the other one there? The SD insurance.
That's subcontractor default insurance. So that's like it's a portion of the bond. It's like not the payment performance bond. It is which would cover Consigli's obligations to provide a payment performance bond. The SDI is coverage for subcontractor default insurance, which are for contractors that are not trade bidders, which are all the contractors we currently have, with the exception of the underground waterproofing.
Are those insurances some specific amounts, or are these estimated, or how do we know what the total obligation is for those two types of insurance? Is that
They're
easily?
all included. They're all included originally in every iteration of the contract amendments. So uh, to see historically how the insurances have evolved, you'd have to go back to the contract to the amendments.
All right, Linda, do you think you can have Brian put together a summary for us for the next meeting on those two insurances?
Yep, we can do that.
Thank you.
And just to clarify that, yes, they are part of the original budget. They're traditional construction items, just like you have your construction management fee and all the different trades. So they're definitely accounted for, but we can do a reconciliation for what's been paid out so far, but they are percentage based, Rich.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. All right, thank you, Darren. So if there are no other questions, we can start from the top. I know we do these separately as each one as a separate vote. So we'll start off with invoice number 58, which is for left field. And that is for December services. And the left field invoice total is $570,129. And that is for our portion of construction documents, portion of bidding, construction administration. And then there's also the, as part of the bidding, we're using Bid Docs online to host the bidding and pre-qual services. So that is part of it, as well as some reimbursables for the flood mitigation consulting with it, which is SGH. So that total is the $570,129.
Motion to approve left field invoice for $570,129.
Second.
Thank you very much. And for roll call, Mike Picardi,
Yes.
thank you. Stacy Rizzo,
Yes.
Susan Gravellisi,
Yes.
Carl Svensson,
Yes.
Rich Viscay.
Yeah.
Nick Rystrom,
Yes.
Mayor Keith,
Yes.
Tom Skorowski,
Yes.
John Stomatopoulos,
Yes.
Don Martelli,
Yes.
Joshua Miranda,
Yes.
Chris Cermella.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Next up, we have Perkins Eastman. This is their invoice number 18 in this series, which is for construction documents and geotechnical services by GZA. So their total invoice for December services is in the amount of $667,762.80.
Motion to approve Perkins Eastman.
All right, thank you, Susan, or Stacy, sorry.
I will second that.
Thank you. And roll call, Mike Picardi,
Yes.
Stacy Rizzo,
Yes.
Susan Gravellisi,
Yes.
Carl Svensson,
Yes.
Rich Viscay, Rich Viscay. Did we lose Rich? I think we did.
We lost somebody.
Yeah, we lost the timing. All right, I'm going to note him as dropping off. Nick Rystrom,
Yes.
Mayor Keith,
Yes.
Tom Skorowski,
Yes.
John Stomatopoulos,
Yes.
Don Martelli,
Yes.
Joshua Miranda,
Yes.
Chris Cermella.
Yes.
I think my phone cut out. I'm a yes.
He's
Oh,
back.
thank you. We were just going to check. Perfect. Thank you, Rich. Right. Thank you very much, everyone. We're going to move on to consigli's requisition number 7A, which we had some questions on earlier. And this invoice is for, as you can see, various different categories, including fee, insurance, general conditions, general requirements, site demo, structural steel, some site work, and then also holding the retainage. So their total invoice for December services is $2,159,836.43. So if there are
Motion to
no
approve
further
consiglia.
questions, we'll move to approve. Thank you, Stacy.
Second,
Second, Mike, thank you very much. If there are no questions further, we'll go to the roll call, starting with Mike Picardi,
yes.
Stacy Rizzo,
Yes.
Susan Gravellisi,
Yes.
Carl Svensson,
Yes.
Rich, yes,
You get
thank you. Yeah, Rich Viscay,
Double yes.
Nick Reisterm,
Yes.
Mayor Keith,
Yes.
Tom Skorowski,
Yes.
John Stamatopoulos,
Yes.
Don Martelli,
Yes.
Joshua Miranda,
Yes.
and Chris Cermella.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you very much. As we typically do, I did also attach to our email the latest budget tracking spreadsheet, which is now up on the screen. As you can see, everything has stayed the same as far as our budget. Our committed costs have not changed since our last contract amendment, and to date, we have spent the $38,225,349. So this is just gets updated monthly. Feel free to reach out with any questions. I won't take you through every single line item, but just to give you guys a sort of a grand scope, we're spent 38 million out of the 400 that we have budgeted so far. So this is through December. So we're going to move on to our next agenda item, just a quick update on the trade pre-qualification and bidding process that we have ongoing. So pre-qualification was completed. The main bid package is currently out on the streets, as we say, and bids are still due currently on February 5th. That date has not changed as of yet. We did have an addendum go out this past Friday that just clarified a lot of RFI questions, and some supplemental information from Consigli that went in there in that package. But as of right now, we are still standing with bids due on February 5th. Consigli, anything you want to add to this item? Or Perkins Eastman? Dan, anything?
Sorry, I don't have anything to add to that now.
Okay, no news is good news in my book, so we will move on to item number 5, Consigli site update and look ahead. So I'm going to stop sharing for a minute and turn it over to Consigli.
Okay. I will try to share the latest drone footage of the site. Bear with me if I'm unable to get this to translate over to the team here. Just but in general, if can you see see, can you see the drone footage?
Oh, yep, we can see it.
Okay.
We can, yep.
Okay, so starting this month, actually late last month, we've been working to create the working platform that we would use to mobilize a rig on top of to start drilling ground improvements. That is kind of what you're seeing right here in this image here. We're looking directly down, and that's kind of the pathway for the future sewer and storm utilities that run across here and then up and around the building. Um, and so we're trying to get that work in place. Um, in addition, we've been, as everybody, maybe some aren't aware, but tremendous amount of efforts to qualify the characteristics of the dirt on site so that we can legally remove it as needed in order to start with the most important part that we're all angling for, which is to get started with building pad prep and start foundation work. So the process has been fairly arduous. We are in the process of getting, without getting overly into the weeds, we've been in the process of getting packages assembled by Sanborn Head, and then they will submit those we submit those packages to the facilities that will allow we'll review the packages and hopefully approve them so that we can then take those qualified packages with the dirt that's qualified in them and send them to those facilities. So currently, right now, we haven't gotten approval yet. So consequently, this image kind of shows, and this image is a little bit dated because we've been generating a lot of dirt. But you'll see a lot of piles of dirt out there. The good news is that those piles are the result of us getting the pad prepped so that we can start the building foundation work. The first thing we have to do is cut the pad, and then we start with getting a load transfer platform similar to what I was mentioning here. We would create a new platform underneath the foundations, or I should say underneath the building pad, that will allow us to start ground improvements in the building pad. Following ground improvements in the building pad starts the process of excavating for foundations. The outlook right now is originally there's that foundations excavation would start in April because of how things have gone with the characterization of the site. We're trying to bring that date in as much as we can for obvious reasons. Right now, the outlook is that we may be able to start the ground improvements in February as opposed to March, which then in turn allows us to bring the foundations excavation and start of foundations in hopefully into March. So let me rephrase this again because I know I've jumped around a little bit. We're looking to try to start the ground improvements this coming month in February, which then would allow us to start foundations in March. But the original plan, of course, was starting the ground improvements in March and the foundations in April. So we have fingers crossed that we can achieve that plan. What's critical to us is getting the supportive excavation around the building in place, which are the sheets that we drive in all the way around the perimeter of the building. We drive those sheets in and we create basically a dam that prevents water, because we're at sea level, from getting into the areas within the building footprint so that we can build the foundations. So the SOE, the supportive excavation, is going on right now. We're hoping to start ground improvements next month. And and we're lucky, we get the LSP packages approved, we can start removing a lot of this dirt off site that right now we're having to stockpile because frankly, we're running out of room. But we're hopeful that we will be getting approval to remove the dirt out of our way and off site within the next couple of weeks.
What, John Lamar here, what this picture's not showing, it's 2 weeks later, Darren, right? January
Yes.
21st. The drill rig is actually starting tomorrow, I think, Darren, correct? On the ground
Yes.
improvements.
That's correct.
And the steel sheathing is probably what, a third or half the way complete?
Yeah. Yep.
So
Again,
maybe
there's-
next month what we'll do is we'll bring the latest. This is from the monthly report, but it's happening so fast out there. This picture doesn't do it justice. Does it's gonna pop. It is popped, to use a corny phrase. Um, we're mobilized and we start driving ground improvements tomorrow. That's a big milestone for us, correct, Darren?
Yes, ground improvements
For the project.
along this area here, which is outside the building pad, but it is also important sequentially for us to proceed forward with the plans for the building pad. So there's there's multiple things happening here in order for us to get to the most important part of our critical path, which is to get started with foundations.
And just, I know, we're trying to move along here, but Darren, can you just touch base on, we've already diverted the sewer and the storm, correct? We've temporary bypass? Maybe
Yes.
just a brief explanation of that.
Yeah, those are just means and methods, but yeah, we've moved some of the existing sewer lines that run underneath the proposed building pad, and we've diverted them out of the way of the building pad, and that was accomplished at the end of December. Additionally, I would say what's going on behind the scenes is we're in really hot process here of reviewing structural steel. The steel erector, the steel subcontractor has all of the raw steel, or not all of it, a very large portion of the raw steel has been purchased, is in their yard. And we're in the process of working with the design team to get the first batch of shop drawings approved over the next month so that we can get started with fabrication. Does anyone have any other questions? I guess one final note to make is that in anticipation that we are going to have imminent approval of the packages for soils removal, you're going to see a lot of trucks leaving the site in very short order, which is also good news, but it's going to be a lot of trucks. Any other questions?
Just a quick question. Are you guys bypassing 24/7? Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay, so then can I assume that you have somebody that's on site overnight to deal with any type of issue that might arise?
That is not the case at the time, so I would have to get more information about the concerns on that regard. We have a pump, we have pumps running 24/7. Yes.
Okay. So my concern is just that if the pumps, if something happens, especially with the cold weather, and they're not able to pump, then, the system upstream, can quickly surcharge and can, quickly be a problem if there's not somebody that's there to address it right away.
We have two consigliere employees live in the city nearby. So, but is it Nick or Chris? Who's asking the question? I'm sorry.
This is Nick.
Oh, hi, Nick. So maybe tomorrow, Darren and the team, Dave Gorman can follow up with you and just go through that with you, what the backup plan or is, or,
Okay. Yeah, if someone could reach out to me tomorrow, I'd appreciate it.
yep, thank you.
Hey, John, one more thing. I know they had some issues with like the pump capacity during high weather. I'm sorry, high rain events, and someone from French reached out and said they would provide um, GPM, like the highest rated for GPM with both of those pumps maxed out. Is there any way you could get that for us so we can make sure?
Sure. Like Darren and I said, come by the trailer tomorrow. We'll answer all your questions or whatever you need and get it to you guys.
Okay, because they seem concerned that it was rising and trying to just figure out, make sure that it has the capacity to maintain the flows there.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some weather before everything froze. So recently, and since the last event that took place, I believe in early December, I think they have augmented, well, I know they've augmented their efforts to address that to prevent it from occurring again. And I don't think we've had another event.
No, you're probably right. I just want to make sure nothing happens. I mean,
Absolutely.
no chances, you know.
We're there every day, and if you want to stop by, please feel free anytime. But if you don't have the time, but you have questions that you'd like to pose, I'm assuming you have my email and Dave Gorman, our superintendent's email. If not,
Hey.
we can get the information you need transferred electronically to save you.
Yeah, listen, this isn't the right forum, so we can answer all the questions. Chris, we met in site a couple times already, the team. So we can get you whatever you need and make sure the concerns are addressed.
You mentioned, yeah, just a quick one, and so I know we're going to want to move on, but right, not being the right forum, but all of the stakeholders, especially the boots on the ground at the site, should have all of our emergency contacts. And it's not an email. There should be direct phone lines with each other, cell phones, so that if there's an emergency or if there's an outage in the middle of the night, Chris Charmelli gets a notification, or Nick gets a notification, or someone on Consigli gets a notification, that everyone's working together to make sure that we address it within a very short time frame.
Correct.
Within an hour, 2 hours maximum, so we don't have backups going into the neighborhoods and any other businesses in the area. Or any emergencies related. It doesn't have to be sewer or water related.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, Chris and the DPW have made it very clear that they're very concerned with the sewer and storm. So we want to make sure the reservation that all the procedures are in place, as well as maybe even a backup pump, if the gallons per minute tomorrow are still a concern. So
Good. Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right. With that, thank you very much, Consigli. We will continue conversations in the background to make sure everything is followed up on. Moving on to our next item, which is public comment. If anyone from the public has a comment, state your name and address for the record first, please. I am looking. I don't see any hands. All right, we will move forward. Item number 7, other business discussions. Maybe just mention that part of the package that was sent out to the SBC was also a link to a rather large file called our monthly report. feel free to peruse that report. It's been modified most recently. It is something that we have been traditionally doing every month for the past, I wish I'd lost count how many years. Part of it, big part of it is the MSBA requirement. So a lot of it is very prescriptive. It's more of an update on the MSBA side. It's more of an update on the financial billings every month. But that monthly report is a way for us to communicate updates on the financials, the construction, number of meetings that have occurred, and once we get further into construction, it will also talk more about where we are with regards to construction documents, etc. So feel free to look through that, and then maybe at our next meetings we can take questions that the committee has on that report, if there's anything that we need to edit or address.
So let me just point out, so this report is different than all the previous reports, because this report also includes Consigli's monthly report. So it's all consolidated in one document, so you don't have to have multiple documents coming at you. And so I would recommend that everybody looks through it, particularly the Consigli side, because you haven't seen that before. And then I recommend that at the next meeting, Leftfield and Consigli walk you through their portions. And then there also are going to be, there's only one item in the addendum, I think, in this one, but there's going to be several items in the addendum. Two of those are going to be one-page synopses, one of the budget and one of the schedule. And the intention there is, if you don't really want to read 60 or 90 pages, the project in terms of the budget and schedule will be reduced down to 2 pages. And the key thing about those 2 synopses will be that you will see, for example, the original budget and where you stand today, so you can see the variances. In other words, how you are tracking. And at the next meeting, we'll explain in a little more detail some of the key things you can look at to know where your project stands financially. And then in terms of the schedule, you will have a one-pager that says, this is what our original schedule looks like, or what we call our baseline schedule. Not exactly our original schedule at this point, but it's going to be a fixed baseline schedule that won't change. You'll be able to see the schedule of where it is now, and you'll be able to see the variances. So you'll then be able to tell, am I on schedule or am I not on schedule? So if you can, that schedule page is not in there, the budget page is in there. But before the next meeting, look at this one. I think by the next meeting, you may have the January report, so that'd be the one that we go over.
Thank you very much, Joe. If there are no other questions or comments from the committee, that is all I had for housekeeping from our side. And we would entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you very much.
All right. Everyone.
Good night, all.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.